Hello everyone, this is the Art Hitman. I'm Perry, and today I'm going to be drawing Batman and Robin. As you can see here, I'm lightly putting in a circle. That's of course going to start off with Batman. And if you notice, I'm at near the top of the page because of course he's going to be taller. Robin being younger and it's going to be shorter. So as you see, I'm putting in my dividing lines here. Put in the eye line, nose, and then mouth. And as you can see, I did for the chin at the bottom and kind of made two lines going the opposite direction on either side. And that's for his chin structure. And I'm going ahead and lay in his body. If you see here, I'm kind of going with a large, wide oval. That's because he's wearing a cape. And starting to sketch in Robin here and doing the same thing. Putting in the eye line, nose line, and the mouth line. And, Robin has a thinner neck. So I put the two lines there and putting in his cape shape. So once you have your basic shape in, I do want to note, definitely go at your own pace. Don't feel compelled to, go as fast as I'm going. Every artist has a different speed, so you don't have to go as fast as I'm doing. Feel free to pause at any given time and go at your own pace. Whatever you're comfortable at, draw it at your comfort level. All right, so if you notice, I'm going on ahead and I'm working on the Batman cowl, and I put in, pretty much the ears on top, and then for the head, do the top of the head shape, and just kind of broadly putting pencil strokes in for his cape, and redefining his cowl. And the reason why I'm doing it this way, because when you do a strong contour on Batman, you pretty much want to really out of the gate know what you're drawing. And usually with Batman, I usually get the ears of the cowl in, and then I put the shapes of the mask in. If you notice, I've used diamond shapes for the eyes, and then put the mouth area in down to where I had that line for his chin. The reason why I'm doing this is because these are blueprints or foundation lines, and now I'm going back in and shading in the eye area. The good thing about some Batman illustrations, or particularly the one I'm doing, is I like to have a little bit of mystery behind the bat or the Dark Knight. Shade all of that in. You can't see his eyes. He looks a little bit more menacing. So that's what I went with this drawing. I want to concentrate more on the mystery of the bat as opposed to having his eyes show. And same thing with his nose. As you may see, I have an overhead light source. That's just saying that there's a light above his head and you don't see his eyes or underneath his nose. For his mouth, you simply put in kind of like a half oval shape, or an N or something like that, or a hill. The reason why that is because he has a frown. Usually Batman has a very focused or driven look with his mouth. His mouth is usually fixed as though he doesn't like what he see, or he means business. So you just put that in and then kind of put little indications on the edge of his mouth. With this also, because he's frowning from his forehead underneath his mouth, you want to put frown lines. That's just a simple line, and underneath his chin is going to be like a W shape, if you can see that there, and then define the line in that way. And he's going to have a defining shadow underneath the cowl. Sketch lightly put in a little bit of shading between the mask and his skin, so it looks like he has a mask on. And so I'm going ahead and start sketching in the bottom of the cape. This particular cape style is not used from the 1989 one, where the bat symbol is connected to the cowl itself. But this one is actually more traditional Adam West, and where you have the bat actually on the fabric or the tights that he's wearing. And as you see here, I put in a few simple shapes, outlines, and just a little bit of curves for the Batman symbol on his chest. And as you can see here, just really roughly putting in this almost jagged edge. It's a quicker style to get it down. Same thing with the left side of his body. You put indications of the bat symbol in there. And then his chest line. His chest is just simply a line. And the reason why this style is done this way, because there's not a whole lot of level of detail when it comes to the way I draw Batman, because I usually draw him with the tights, unless I did in the other video. You could take a look at it, Batman vs Superman, where he has on the armor that he wears to fight Superman. So now we're jumping over to Robin. I put a little bit of a line defining where I want his chin to be, and immediately start going into the eye mask that he wears over his eyes, because that defines where you want that to be on his face. So if you notice, I went on ahead and I have that outlined already because I know where I want it to be. And using my eye dividing lines, I'm dropping where I want his eyes on that line to be. And always remember, as a reminder, you want to make sure your lines are light enough so that when you put your eyes in, nose in, mouth in, the other lines that actually are there to kind of help guide you, they disappear. For his nose is really simplistic. It's literally just a line and then a line to the right of that line and then the third line for the other nostril. That usually, it's pretty much almost, I'm not going to say anime or manga style, but usually the younger characters in DC or Marvel, they usually don't have too much of a detail with the nose because you want to differentiate from a younger child than an adult. Now, if you see here, I'm going back over his hair, and his hair is going to be kind of spiky or going in one direction, I believe, from the left side of his head to the right side of his head, almost like the wind is blowing. And your strokes, if you notice, I'm putting hatch mark lines in, and the hatch mark lines indicate what direction his hair is going in, and then I'm just shading in the bottom part of the hair because that's where the darkest part of the hair texture should be. And then as you go to the top, it should lighten up a little bit. And going ahead putting his outfit in. Robin usually has kind of like a collar on his neck and a V shape that comes in with this particular style of what Robin cape looks like. And I like the Robin emblem with on the left side of his chest. Put the R in there, and it's just a simple R, nothing spectacular. And the little indications of the buttons or what he has to get his outfit completely going. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys stopping by for this one, and definitely check out our other videos, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. And as I move on, I will be doing more of these characters and things like that regarding when it comes to defining what we want to do when we're drawing. So I definitely appreciate your support, and tell someone else about the channel, and keep drawing.